is Faiz and welcome to my channel. Recently, I reviewed the 2023 e-tron S Sportback, and you can click the link above or in the description below to check that review out. It's an electric vehicle I absolutely love. Well, with me here today, I have its younger brother, the e-tron GT sedan. Audi set out to make this EV look and feel just like the Audi sports sedans that we know and love. It's both stylish yet wonderfully sporty, and before we go any further, I just want to give a huge shout out to Jim Ellis Audi Atlanta for letting me test this car so I could provide you all with my honest review. They're a fantastic dealership with amazing service, and I highly recommend that you go and check them out. First, let's start off with the design. This is a great looking car. It's sleek and sporty and screams fun. On this base model e-tron GT, standard exterior features include 20-inch wheels, adaptive air suspension, matrix designed LED headlights, and LED taillights with dynamic indicators. You also get standard interior features such as 14-way power heated front sports seats, a panoramic glass roof, a power tilt and telescoping steering wheel, synthetic leather seating surfaces, 3-zone automatic climate control, and walnut wood inlays. Now, when you look at the e-tron GT, you'll be heavily reminded of the Porsche Taycan, which is its corporate cousin, and they do share many similarities as they are based off of the same platform. Overall, the exterior of this e-tron GT is quite nice. It's stylish and has a lot of road presence for sure. But more than the front, I love the rear with its large taillights. It gives the GT a more of a sporty and futuristic look and makes it stand apart from its competition. However, the e-tron's GT interior is a little underwhelming. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of the wood trim finish on this base model. For a sporty looking car, it would make more sense for an aluminum look. But of course, you can always upgrade to the performance package for matte carbon fiber inlays, black exterior elements, and mirror housings, amongst other tweaks which look way better in my opinion. It's a package that I highly recommend. The cabin incorporates multiple digital displays on its angular dashboard. But what's missing here is the third display for climate and seat controls. This is something I'm so used to from the e-tron SUV and the e-tron Sportback, and I really wish they included one on this e-tron GT. These tactile controls almost seem archaic now when you compare it to Audi's other cars with the third digital display. The gear shifter is simple and easy to use, and what I really like is this new click wheel for music controls. It's a lot like the iPod click wheel. It's neat and it works pretty flawlessly. Front seat passengers sit low to the ground, which promotes a sporty driving position. The rear outboard seats provide ample legroom, but its headroom is less generous. And the middle seat is, let's just say, more courteous than comfortable. Wind and road noise are muted. Neither quality is quite as impressive as Audi's flagship e-tron SUV and Sportback, but considering this GT's sportier brief, it's very impressive in this regard. The GT has a frunk, but it's pretty small, and the sedan's trunk opening is shallow and not the most spacious. So in short, the cargo space is average. Don't be looking for something over the top here. Now let's go over the infotainment. Where the Taycan carries a unique infotainment system and digital instrument cluster, the e-tron GT shares its setup with other Audi products. The current touch-intensive version of MMI is pretty easy to figure out, with quick access buttons on the left side of the display that include a permanent home button. On that home screen, color-coded tiles for different sections of the infotainment are on hand. The system has crisp graphics on the 10.1-inch screen, and the responses are quite rapid. There's wireless CarPlay and wired Android Auto. And to be very honest, I use Apple CarPlay 99% of the time. The partner to MMI is Audi Virtual Cockpit, the brand name for the 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster. It remains my personal favorite on the market. Like the MMI display, the graphics are lovely, and navigating or reconfiguring the screens requires few inputs on the steering wheel. But of course, if you get the Prestige package, you get the attractive heads-up display, LED interior lighting, and a top view camera system. Well, now that we have discussed the design and the technologies, let's go over perhaps the most important thing, performance. The lack of an RS badge on this e-tron GT isn't a huge loss. With 469 horsepower and 464 pound-feet of torque, it slots in nearly between the 429 horsepower Taycan 4S and the 509 horsepower Taycan GTS. The sprint to 60 miles per hour takes a respectable 3.9 seconds, and the top speed is a happy 152 miles per hour. Now, as with most EVs, a stomp on the accelerator unleashes immediate and uninterrupted acceleration. Accelerator response is quick even in the default comfort mode, and it's positively sharp and dynamic, on point for a car with such a sporty mission. Now, the e-tron GT's handling is sharp and decidedly un-Audi-like. Better balanced than a combustion-powered car with 4 rings on the nose and with an absurdly low center of gravity, the hallmarks of an agile handler are on hand. Now, if you upgrade to the $6,000 performance package, you'll get rear wheel steering for even more immediate directional changes and torque vectoring to better apply the power on corner exit. That's in addition to the standard air suspension and adaptive dampers. So long story short, the e-tron GT is a delight on a twisty road. The steering's small, dead zone, and the rear axle steering conspire for an almost telepathic responses to inputs, while the air suspension has a tight hold on body motions. Feedback through the steering is limited, but the chassis makes up for it, transmitting plenty of info through the excellent front chairs. Also, what I really love what Audi has done with all their e-trons is this artificial spaceship type of noise while driving the car. With the GT, it's even more amplified, especially when you accelerate. It's super cool, and here, you know what? Let's check it out. Now, let's go over the last and final thing, range and battery. Every e-tron GT features an 83.7 kilowatt lithium-ion battery. The regular model gets an EPA estimated of 238 miles of range, but the RS model is rated slightly lower at 232 miles. The e-tron GT can also be recharged from 5 to 80% of its battery capacity in a claimed 23 minutes using the standard DC fast charger. Now, in my testing, the e-tron GT beats its respective range, as I observed around 240 miles of range. Even with this result though, the e-tron GT's driving range is short of rivals such as the Model S and the Lucid Air. Now, it's time for my verdict. The Audi e-tron GT is fun. Sharing the same platform as the impressive Porsche Taycan, the e-tron GT delivers a calm ride and frenetic acceleration. It's a beautiful looking car that delivers a stylish and exciting driving experience. It starts at almost $105,000 for the base model, and the Prestige starts at $111,300. So it definitely comes at a cost. However, I must say that several rivals like the Tesla Model S offer longer, more useful driving range. So if you want a fast, stylish looking car with around 240 miles of range, this is a great car, and I personally really enjoyed it. But as always, I want to know your thoughts, so comment below and let me know. Plus, let me know which electric vehicle you'd like for me to review next. And if you haven't subscribed yet, then hit the subscribe button for all things technology and electric vehicles. Till then, see you next time.